Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. So we will continue our lesson with topic 2, the system unit. Okay, let's see what are the learning objectives. There are quite a lot, about I think 8 of them. Okay, so the first one is to differentiate between 5 basic types of system units. Okay, second is to describe system boards, including sockets, slots, and bus lines. Third is to recognize different microprocessor, including microprocessor chips and specialty processor. Fourth is to compare different types of computer memory, including RAM, ROM, and flash memory. Next is to explain what are expansion slots and cards. And 6 is to describe bus lines, bus width, and expansion buses. And then 7th is to describe ports, which include standard and specialized ports. 8 is to identify power supplies for desktop, laptop, tablet, and mobile devices. And then the last one is to explain how a computer can represent numbers and encode characters electronically. So the chapter outline for this system unit, okay, there are quite a lot, and maybe I'm sure this is something new to you, but inshallah you will get through it. Okay, just read a lot and you will remember the facts. Okay, so you cannot run away from reading, and you have to memorize, okay, because that is the only way of learning this course. Okay, so let's see the introduction of system unit. So system unit has the ability of speed, capacity, and flexibility to determine the power of personal computers. Okay, so before asking or when you want to buy a personal computer, you will ask, okay, the salesman, what is the speed, or what is the capacity of this computer? Why is this computer is powerful than this computer? Okay, those depends on the system unit, okay, of a computer. So speed, capacity, flexibility are all the characteristic of system unit of a personal computer. Okay, so with the knowledge of a computer's power will allow you to make good buying decisions, and also to determine if your current system will run new applications. Okay, so this is very important for you to know, okay, some information about this. So if you're not sure about buying computer, so bring someone that can advise you. Okay, and then competent end users also need to understand the functionality of the basic components of the system unit. Okay, system unit is also known as a system chassis. Okay, so chassis, or the housing, okay, of a computer, okay, it's called system chassis. So it is a container, okay, if you can see here, okay, that big box is a big container that houses most of the electronic components that make up a computer system. Okay, so it houses electronic components to make up a computer system. Okay, so system unit consists of electronic components and also selected secondary storage devices. Okay, these are all examples of computers, and they all have their own system unit. Okay, even the camera, even it iPods, okay, handphones, okay, those, all of these devices has system unit. Okay, system unit for different types of PCs. Okay, so desktop, okay, the system unit is placed in a separate case. Okay, we have monitor and also we have desktop. Okay, we have the system unit, so it is also called tower unit, or sometimes it is all in one PC, meaning that behind there is some PC, okay, where when you buy it, you don't have this tower unit, but the processor is actually behind the screen. Okay, but it is more fragile, so if any problem with that, is harder to fix it rather than this tower unit. So all components, including monitor, okay, are part of computer unit. Okay, and then laptop. Okay, so laptops are portable device. Okay, portable means you can bring everywhere, anywhere. Okay, also called mobile. Okay, because it's portable, it's much smaller, Okay, and the processor is 2-in-1 laptops. Okay, we have touch screen. Okay, so to touch the screen, and sometimes it can be folded flat. Okay, and then we can ultrabooks is also example of laptops. Okay, and then also for gaming, so with high end, it has features of high-end graphics. Okay, and then we have tablets. So tablet is smaller, lighter, and generally less powerful than laptop computers. That's why if you want to do your work, okay, you have to have laptops or desktop, because these are more powerful than tablets. So tablet is easier if you are on the go, you want to bring it just to serve information, okay, just to do simple tasks, then that's fine with tablets. But for doing your assignments, okay, you have to have laptops or desktop. So mini tablet is a type of tablet with a smaller screen, so it can transport in pockets and purses. Okay, so you can find various sizes of tablets. And also smartphone. Smartphone is also the most popular device. Is a handheld computer, so it extends the capabilities of a cell phone. Okay, so you can do you can be productive using all the software installed or apps installed on the smartphone. And then we have wearable devices. So wearable devices also contain embedded computers inside it. So the common one are smartwatches and activity trackers, for example Apple's Watch, Fitbit Flex, and so on. So these are all different computers with different types of system unit. Okay, the components inside a system unit. Okay, so although all devices come in many shapes and sizes, they have similarities, such as they have to have system boards, okay, or it also known as motherboard, and it has to has microprocessor, and it has to has memory. So all the devices that we see in the previous page, okay, contains all these components. Okay, so without this component, it is not called a system unit, then it is not called a computer device. Okay, it has to have these three fundamentals or basic component. Okay, so system board is also motherboard. Okay, microprocessor and memory. So you can see that this is in the desktop is big. Okay, and it's easy to why it's easy to fix, because all the components are in bigger size than wearable and then in tablet and smartphone. Okay, that's why it is more durable, okay, if you use a desktop or laptop rather than all these smaller devices. Okay, and that's why the labor cost to fix, okay, all these devices, mobile devices, are higher, because it's more difficult and challenging, because they have to deal with this tiny stuff, tiny screw and so on. Okay. Okay, system board. So what is system board? So system board is also known as main board, or also known as motherboard. So it controls the communication for the entire of computer system. Okay, so remember your mother. Your mother control your family. I mean, manage the family. So mother is an important person in the family. Same goes to system board or motherboard of system unit. Okay, all the small components, okay, are being placed, okay, onto motherboard. Okay, so it connects devices are connected to this system board. Okay, so the data path and also traffic monitor also is being managed by system board. Okay, so this is a very important component. And then we have sockets and chips. Okay, so sockets is the system board contains a variety of electronic components which consists of sockets. So sockets is the connection points for chips. Okay, so this is socket. It has being you have to place this on motherboard to get them communicated. Okay, and then this is the chips, a tiny processor. Okay, this tiny circuit board is etched onto a squares of silicons. Okay, it's also called silicon chip, semiconductor, or integrated circuit. So it is mounted on a chip carrier. This is chip carrier. Okay, so chip carrier, so you place it on there, and then it will be placed on motherboard. And then slots and bus line. Okay, So this is socket. Okay, so slots. Okay, these are slots. Okay, so slots where we put cards onto it. Okay, it provides a connection point for specialized cards or circuit boards. It provides expansion capabilities for the computer. Okay, and then we have also bus line. Okay, bus line connecting lines that provide pathway to support communication among electronic components. Okay, thinking of bus, okay, physical bus. So bus is to transport people from one place to another. So in this computer, we take the analogy of the bus, so meaning that we need bus line to provide pathway for the data and communication to be travel, okay, from one component to another component. Okay, then we have microprocessor. Okay, so what is microprocessor? So microprocessor is also known as central processing unit or processor. So it is contained, or it is placed on a single chip. So microprocessor is the brain of the computer. So without the microprocessor, a computer cannot function because it has got no brain. Okay, so system unit is the place where, okay, all these elements or all these components are being placed together. Okay, so I did mention that the system unit is the brain of the computer, but to focus it directly or to be specific, the microprocessor is actually the component inside the system unit that does the thinking, that does the determine how a computer should work. Okay, so there are two basic components of the CPU. Okay, CPU, central processing unit, or processor or microprocessor. Okay, we have two. The first one is control unit. Okay, so control unit tells the computer how to carry out a program instruction. Okay, and arithmetic logic unit or ALU. So this one performs arithmetic, the fundamentals operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, whether you believe it or not, okay, the computer works with all these basic function: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Okay, with logical operator comparison, such as equal to, less than, or greater than. Okay, these are the basic, okay, mathematical operation that helps how a computer can do the thinking, how a computer can predict the weather of today's world, how the computer can predict or can know, okay, what is the um being anything that they can predict. Okay, anything that you think, for example, you want to know how many resources that is being available for a government to run. Okay, to know the budget for the next years to come. Okay, so it's all due to this basic operation. The computer will tell the user, okay, the output or the finding. Okay, so it seems not logical, but that is logical enough. Okay, so there are the two basic components of CPU are control unit and arithmetic logic unit. So control unit tells the computer how to carry out instruction, whereas ALU is to perform arithmetic. Okay, the fundamental math operation, adding, subtraction, multiplication. Okay, it is used by this symbol, and division. Division is by this. Okay, it's not like in mathematical you use this formula, but in computer they only understand this asterisk sign, and also this one is the slash is the division. Okay, and then equal to, less than, or greater than. So here in this diagram, it actually illustrates the relationship between memory, okay, processor, this is processor, storage, and then input and output device. Okay, this is a diagram to show how a computer does processing. So when a user starts a program, its instruction transfer its instruction actually transferred from storage device to memory. This is storage device. Whatever information is in the storage device, and it will be brought to the memory. Memory is the location where things are being processed. Okay, in the memory. So data needed by program enters memory either through input device, okay, or either through storage device. Some information we will access from the storage, or some of the information a user need to key in the data, okay, or we can have both at one time. So data from input device, but instruction are always stored in storage device. Okay, they will be extracted into memory. Okay, and then the control unit here, this is a control unit, interprets and executes instruction in memory. Okay, and the ALU performs calculation data in the memory. So memory is the working space. Okay, working space. So you have the data, and then how to perform the operation, so you need the instruction from the processor. So the resulting information that has been processed on the memory space will be stored in memory, from which it can be sent to output device, okay, to be used by the user or end users, and it can also be stored in storage, okay, so that it can be accessed for future users as needed. Okay, so this is how a computer works. So you have input going into memory, and some input is accessed from storage device, and then the processor will have to process the information there in the memory and produce this process the data into information, and then it will be passed on through output device, or it can be saved inside the storage device and can be accessed anytime in the future. All right, next,